Hello and welcome, this is Sugi and thanks for joining me today on my Overpower review, which is a class-based team shooter set on this medieval setting, and it kind of combines multiple different genres. You have kind of MMO flavor there, you have PvP elements there, and then you have a bit of a spice of a MOBA stuff there. And it's a kind of like seems to be a bit of a popular thing to do these days. You have a combination with FPS elements. You have games like Battleborn, Overwatch, Paladins alike, and these games are kind of all coming together and becoming this new genre of team shooters essentially. And the game has some unique elements on it. So right now there's 4 classes to choose from, and there will be a lot more added in the future of the development of the game. And the cool part about the class system is that you're actually able to choose the gender of the class. So you're able to play as a male and a female of each class. And I find that kind of cool. And so you have 4 classes. So you have a ranger, you have a mage type of a class, and then you have a melee type of classes of this brawler type of a character, and then you have an assassin essentially. And all of them will have different abilities and different stats. And essentially you have plus 70 class-based abilities, and so you have this one. Once you jump into the game, you're able to choose a loadout, and you're able to choose 2 different abilities and 1 weapon, and the weapons have different features on them, and so does the abilities. So maybe you pick a ranger class, and you have a frost arrow, you have a flame arrow, and then you have a net arrow, and all of these type of different abilities, which kind of emphasis on different types of gameplay. If you're on defensive or if you're on offensive, you're able to choose your own meta options, and I really like that in the game because it kind of lets you play different play styles with each character. Sure, there are probably some imbalances. I kind of find the ranger character kind of overpowered right now, but that's kind of my 2 cents. I haven't, of course, played millions of hours the game, so I don't have enough probably data to make that assessment, but this is my thoughts. And the game is rather fast, so I would compare it to a lot of game like Quake, because it doesn't really feel like a slow-based FPS game to me. I think it's really fast-paced, and I kind of like that because some of the games today are kind of, slow. And there's also 9 different maps, levels they call them, and all of them have a different setting. You have frost maps, you have keep, forest, the usual stuff. And you have 5 different game modes to keep the gameplay kind of fast and refreshing. You have control point type of a system, you have team deathmatch, along with the interesting mode of the 5 is the critter mode, which is essentially somewhat similar to capture the flag, except you're not carrying the flag. You will be leading this critter to your base, and the critter will follow you automatically, but if you die it will stop there on the middle of the field. And it's a bit of a mixed format of the existing capture the flag formats, and I really like that. And currently there are only the US servers, so I might have experienced some lag, but it didn't seem to be big thing on the game though. I'm not sure will they be adding an European server. You're able to host your own servers, but the dedicated servers are in the US West and US East if I remember right. And as for the downsides of the game, it is still in early access, and it will be releasing on April 20th. So this is kind of a pre-review of what's to come. I do want to say that some of the attack frames and animations are a bit off, and that needs to be improved. But these are very minor things, and they're not game breaking. They're just kind of a visual stuff, and that's something the game probably could improve on. I mean, their graphics are good and they're decent, they're cartoonish, a lot of people will find them appealing, but I do want to say that the game was made by 2 people, so you have to really give a praise to that, because looking at this game, I wouldn't imagining 2 people only did it. It's pretty astonishing. And also I have to praise the music on the game. Some of the FPS games have terrible music, and I really like the combat music. It really has, it makes it kind of feel more alive, and also feels the seriousness of the battle in every second and every minute. And I think the music does a really really good play on that. But probably my biggest downside for the game right now is that it's not going to be free to play, to my understanding. It's going to be an early access with a price, which I don't know what it is, but I think I will find it harder to compete on the space if you have games like Paladins, which are free totally. Will people actually pay the money to play team shooter based game? And that is the golden question. I guess they could sell founders packages and early access instead, but launch should be free. That's the thing that I would do. And of course you have some market transactions on the game as well. But for right now, I am a bit like I'm not sure how I feel about the price point of the game. I don't know it yet, but I think maybe in $5 mark maybe it would be sellable. But right now I do feel that might be something that may cause the game not to succeed, because price points on a genre that seems to be rather free to play might be a risk to do, but we will see how it will pan out. But thanks for watching this review, and stay tuned for more MOBA content on this channel, and I will see you next time. Cheers.
Your team has taken a